Welcome to Built Different by Design. My name is Emanuella, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Anthony of AD Modern Design.
Definitely, it is an honor to be with you today.
No, absolutely. The honor is all mine because you're the $1 million luxury home builder, architect taking over Atlanta.
I'll say that I try my best. I thank God for the gift that I've gotten.
Man.
This is amazing. We're in one of the houses that we designed for
I know.
you guys.
It's so awesome.
It's definitely great to see it.
It's so awesome. So I always like to give the audience some context and would love if you could just take us back on the journey of you becoming an architect, period, because this is a unique space where we don't really see a whole lot of people of color, at least from my perspective, excelling in the way that you are. So what was that journey like?
If you want to go all the way back.
Yeah, all the way back.
All the way back. I'll say this, I fell in love with architecture when my mom took me on a drive, and it was around Christmas time. And you see the lights in the community and everything like that.
Yeah.
So that's when I really fell in love with houses, what reimagining a house would look like, everything of that nature. And then I didn't actually want to be an architect. I didn't want to be, this is not what I thought I was called to be, but my best friend wanted to be an architect. And unfortunately he passed away, but that kind of pushed me in the direction to, I never knew that I would love it until I kind of got back into it and then went to school, and here we are now.
Wow. Okay, so there are a lot of people who may not be familiar with how you even are able to become an architect. What does the life cycle look like from education to actually being able to be in practice and having your own business?
So it's a long, first of all, schooling wise, it's roughly about 4 years to get your degree. Once you get your degree, then you have to be working under a licensed architect for a certain amount of time. And then you're able to actually go for your exam. Okay. Once you pass your exam, then you can get your license and everything of that nature. So the overall time frame, it could be anywhere between 5 to 6 years overall, and that's including schooling. Some people do it in less time. It just depends on multiple factors because you could be working as an intern while you're in school. So that also helps you a little bit more as well. Okay. And then being out in the field with different contractors and understanding the real world architecture and not just the computer stuff.
Theoretical.
The theoretical side of things. Because understanding houses like this, you have to understand all the nuances. So it's not just about putting pen to the paper sometimes. You actually have to be out here and doing it to really understand the product that you're designing.
So how did you get here? Okay, and I know that's a broad question, but you know so much and now you have your own business. What was that? Like, how did you get there?
So I started off again as an intern, worked under a firm for roughly about 2 years. And then I was like, you know what? I feel like I can do this by myself. So I started off with a very small project, a little kitchen renovation, okay? It takes me back.
Hey, it's okay. We got to start somewhere.
From there, it went from renovation projects, like little fixer-uppers here and there, to major renovations. We call it pop the tops, and then new construction. And that's when I kind of started falling in love with, in regards to the style of houses that I want to put my stamp on. That's where I kind of switched lanes a little bit. And that was roughly about, 4 or 5 years ago?
Wow.
Is where I started kind of aligning with, okay, this is the direction, this is what I want people to know me for, this is the style of home that I'm really kind of gearing towards. So a lot of times you see me do moderns.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm known for in the city. But not to say that I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
But that's really what's popular now. So that's kind of how my lane kind of shifted. And then now, I'll be honest with you, I've been blessed to work with a lot of different individuals, being a part of a lot of different teams, nationwide, worldwide. So overall, I can say it was me, but I would be lying. I'll be honest with you. This is nothing but God.
I know
I'll be real with you.
So let's think about when you're constructing a masterpiece like what we're in today, $1 million homes. When you're starting to do that initial sketch, take us through what that process looks like from you making that first line to start drafting someone's home.
So the most important thing is understanding the lot.
Right.
So my first visit is always at the site. And sometimes I come out here and my client's not here. It's just me.
Right.
And I really analyze a lot. I envision it, sit in front of the lot and just look and see what's possible. Okay, what would fit on this lot? A lot of the houses that we do are custom. Don't do stock plans or anything like that.
Right.
So we make sure that everything aligns with the lot.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Number two, get into the drawing board.
Yeah.
Get into my office, get into my desk, and just start sketching stuff. Like if you see my notepads, it's a lot of just random different ideas that I come up with. And then there's different things that I see, especially when we go overseas and we travel and stuff like that. And you pull different inspiration from those type of homes, California, Africa, Miami, all those different feels that people want, okay? But sometimes they think that they can't afford it.
Yeah.
And there's a misconception there a lot of the time. So my job is to design something where it's still, we can actually build this. This is not a pretty picture.
Right.
This is something that we can build within the client's budget and everything of that nature. So there's a lot that kind of goes into the overall process and the thought process behind it. But the main thing is, number one, obviously being creative.
Right.
Number two, understanding your limits and just really push that boundary, okay?
Yeah. So what are the key things that sets apart a $500,000 home versus $1 million home? Because there's some key components that make it different.
Yeah.
What are those things?
So the front side, what the client or the buyer can see is number one. A lot of people nowadays, they love the open concept, the high ceilings, everything like that. So traditionally now, 12-foot ceilings is your standard now on your main level. So that's number one.
Yeah.
When you walk in, you want that grand presence, okay? So number two, as you guys know, master bedrooms, closets, bathrooms, that sells. So that is a focal point of the house, okay? Especially in those high-end luxury homes, they want the island in the middle potentially. They want the built-ins. They want the LED low lighting at night, stuff of that nature. Same thing with the vanity and everything like that. The floating vanity is now a popular element in homes, especially luxury homes. Now behind the walls, there's smart home features, okay? So I don't know if you guys heard of Josh AI. That's a Josh AI system where it's, think of Iron Man on crack.
Yeah.
Okay?
Literally. Do whatever you want.
Exactly. Smart home features, things like that. And I'm not just talking about Alexa and stuff that's cool. Yeah. But full home automation is something that is a big thing right now. And then the creme de la creme, that indoor-outdoor living.
Right.
Okay? That's majority of houses are like that now, but they really gear more towards the luxury side, that 700 and up side of thing, depending on where you live, too. Numbers can get crazy, but that indoor-outdoor feel, open glass, stuff like that, that's what everybody wants now.
So if someone's looking to work with you, what is because you got standards, right? What are some non-negotiables for AD when you're working with a new client?
Okay, so number one, before I even take on a client, there's an interview side on kind of both ends. Okay, so on my side, I do work with a lot of newer individuals that are coming into the space of construction, yes, but there has to be an understanding of what I do versus maybe what you've seen online. So that's where the misconception comes into play a lot of the time, is that you work with some architectural designer or whatever it may be, and you get a 5-page document And that's your expectation. There's not a lot of detail or anything that kind of goes into it. So with us and how we operate, we come in the field. You can attest to our documents.
I can. Very
and
thorough.
The amount of detail that we put in. So first of all, the client needs to understand that. And that pricing, I'll be honest with you, that pricing is going to be different based on what we do versus maybe somebody else will do. This is a full service architectural firm. So we make sure that we go through all the different nuances with the client. Gene can tell you we're on the phone almost at least maybe 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Even though the document sets are done.
Yeah.
But it's still my project. Okay? So being with you along the entire phase, any questions, anything like that, understanding the value that we bring. Okay? So that's number one. I want to make sure that the client understands the value that we bring and respects that at the same time. Because I could go down the line of stories, but we ain't gonna go there.
We ain't got enough time on this show today to go there. When you're thinking about your designs, what's the psychology that goes into home design?
That's a great question. Ooh, that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I'll say this. When I'm designing a house, there's multiple different things that I think about. So I think about, first of all, who's the buyer? I think about, okay, that area that demands this type of buyer, what this buyer's looking for. So that's one side of things. And that's from a real estate agent kind of way of thinking. So I think about it from that standpoint. Then I think about it from a structural engineer standpoint. Okay, can we actually build this design?
Yeah.
Okay, is this gonna work? And then we think about it from a civil engineer standpoint. Is this lot the best lot for the type of house that my client wants to build? And then once I gather all that information, and I'm collecting data, because I just bring all that data to my desk and I say, okay, this, okay. What can we design that will merge all of these things together and create balance? And then it also gotta look good, okay? So all those different nuances, sometimes I call myself a civil engineer, structural engineer, architect, real estate agent, interior designer, all the above, because you have to think about those things from an architectural standpoint.
Yeah.
You have to go through the Rolodex and think about every aspect. Okay. Yeah, it's a long, drawn out philosophy.
Yeah.
But there's multiple nuances that you have to think about. It's not just a pretty picture, guys.
Yeah. It's not. I can tell based off of when we get our final package back, you can see the thought that goes into the renderings, that goes into just the level of detail in the plans to ensure that everyone who has to read them has what they need in order to do their job to the best of their ability. So that's one of the things that I'm super impressed, to your point, in comparison to other architects. When I got a set of your plans back, I'm like, oh, dang. Okay, technically, if we wanted to just roll with what you put together, we could, right? So that takes me to another question. And there's a special thing on a set of plans that I think a lot of people ignore, and that's that word proposed. Oh. So when someone is looking at your set of plans, what does that word proposed mean? And does that give them, is there an opportunity to change things? Like, how does someone interpret that?
Understood. So I'll take it from a builder standpoint, but then I'll also flip to the city permitting side of things as well. So from a builder standpoint, yes, when you're framing the house, you might get to a point where it's like, hey, you know what, this closet, I think we can bump it out an extra foot or two, and we still should have a little bit of room. Because now it's a little bit different because we have technology that kind of helps, but that just kind of came into play. Before, really, sometimes it's hard for you guys to understand, okay, exactly how big this can be in real life. The measurement might say 10 by 10 for this closet, but when you actually feel it, it might be too big or it might be too small. I've done a lot of big closets, so 10 by 10 is a little small for some houses.
Yeah.
But in saying that, that gives you that wiggle room to kind of make a little adjustment here and there. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
But a little adjustment, hey, a foot here and everything like that. And as long as it doesn't affect the main structural element, then you should be fine.
Right.
Now, from a rendering side, there's a lot of renderings that you've seen my renderings and everything of that nature. A lot of the renderings that I don't necessarily work with interior designers. So it's based on my perception of the space. So the reason why I do a lot of those elaborate, you'll see different videos when you go to my page and everything like that, is because I want the client to really imagine what the maximum capability of the space can be. Now, if you want to trickle it down, and a lot of my clients do, I'm be honest.
No,
But if you want to trickle it down, that is perfectly fine. But at least you can see what this space, what the capability is, the maximum design that you can kind of achieve in this space. So that's when I say proposed. That's what I mean on that side.
I actually had to learn that though, because we're growing in this space, and so when I got initially, I was like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. No,
there's room for growth.
There's room for, and then the architect is an artist, and so everything that you see in the renderings, you may not be able to bring to life with your budget. So that's another thing that you kind of have to balance. And that takes me to my next question around value engineering. And what are some things that you feel builders can do that can still give their build that wow element, but it wouldn't break the budget?
So I'll say number one is going to be windows, okay? The way that you guys do your windows. I know a lot of people love that Miami, California, floor to ceiling windows. Yes, it looks amazing, but it costs, okay? Those are most of the time, those are structural windows. So my suggestion is you do not do that. Typically we do roughly anywhere from a foot to about 16 inches from the floor. That's where you would place your window. But then those big windows, like we've done crazy big windows before. Sometimes if you did, instead of doing one big window and you divided it into maybe 3 or 4 windows, it gives the same natural light, it's just at a cheaper cost, okay? So those different nuances, windows is probably the biggest factor right now of how you do it and still getting that natural light, still getting the feel and the design element that you want. That's the wave right now, I'll say that. So that's probably a big tip. That's a big tip that I would use for sure.
I think that's a great tip. And something that every builder should take heed when you're trying to give that wow factor. It don't have to be that one big thing. Like
we can do it.
We can do it, then also the install of that. Those windows are so heavy when they're that one solid piece. So having multiple pieces gives you the opportunity to have an easier, quicker install as well. Again, this is based off of learned experience.
Facts. I'll say
learned experience.
I've done a lot of houses, and majority of the time, the windows are too expensive, stuff like yes. There's a lot of different things that you can do now to kind of mitigate that. But at the end of the day, everybody wants those floor to ceiling, open glass, that natural light, all the above within their spaces. If you can, definitely I would say go that route, doing a mosaic pattern for a window that's a super big window, and then pretty much going from there.
As you work with builders, what is something that you feel we sometimes consistently ask for that you just feel like it's a no-go?
When you say no-go, can you elaborate that real quick?
In your opinion, from an architectural standpoint, maybe won't make the best sense, but people it's a trend that they want in their home that you just do not recommend people do.
So I'll say this, my answer changes based on your budget. So that's The answer will change based on the budget, based on the area, because there's certain areas where you have to do certain things.
Yeah.
Like, for example, let's say a pool. Everybody wants to put a pool in their backyard.
Right.
But that doesn't always work, first with the budget. And sometimes it doesn't even make sense to put a pool in because you may or may not even get the value because there's no other house in that area that got a pool. So those are different things that's one thing. Number two, and I don't want to harbor on it, but windows is probably, if not the biggest question that I always get when I'm designing houses.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the floor to ceiling window.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it. And going back to budget, there are even budgets that you can do it, but if you want to save a little bit on the window cost and add that into the actual home finishes, interior finishes and stuff like that, I would say do that because you can still get somewhat of the same look, same feel, same design element without having to do floor to ceiling windows. So those are two nuances. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
And they're starting to come to me as I'm going.
Give us two more.
So two more, I would say this. Another major element that I'm like, you don't really need to do this. So it's an old thing that people are trying to bring back.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
So sculleries. If you guys don't know what sculleries are, they're like a bigger pantry, like a big walk-in second kitchen is what they call it. And then you have your actual food pantry. I get clients that want a 3,500 square foot, or not even, a 2,500 square foot house, but also want a scullery.
There's no space.
It don't, no.
It's not a big enough house.
And to give you reference, like a scullery is like the size of a bedroom.
Yes.
No, it don't make sense for,
Right.
especially for that size home in that particular area.
Right.
Okay, I understand it's a hot element and people even used to have it back in the day. They're trying to bring that back and it's very culturistic as well. So I understand it, but you don't need it, okay? So that's number one, or that's one of the last two. Number two, something that is in between for me. And can I do three?
Go for
technically?
it. Go for it. It's your show.
So,
go for it.
Tubs.
Oh.
Everybody wants a tub in their master bedroom. Okay? That's something that, from a buying standpoint, if you're an investor, just people love to look at it. 90% of people don't even use it. Okay? So that's something that, depending on your price range, depending on your budget, size of home, and everything like that, if you're dealing with a smaller footprint and you want to maximize certain other elements in the home, those are different things that you might want to consider swapping out, okay? Number two, there's certain rooms and spaces in homes. I said scullery. Another area, theaters, theater rooms / gyms. No one uses their theater room. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've done a lot of houses with theater rooms. Everybody ends up converting it into an office or converting it into now the big thing is wellness rooms, gyms, saunas, stuff like that. So now I get a lot of clients that are converting their theater room into more of a wellness room. But that's another space where 90% of people, they love it that it's in there. It makes your house sound big and everything like that. Look cool.
But if you don't use
nobody using it.
Right.
So those are different nuances, spaces within homes, certain elements within homes. It's nice to have, but you don't necessarily have to have that in order to sell this house of where you want to be at.
Can you tell by looking at the plans when a house won't sell?
Definitely. I think the more pride and the more attention to detail that is put into that beginning design phase is very key. Having those conversations with your realtor to see, hey, what sells in this neighborhood, first of all, and then you kind of backtracking from there. Neighborhood, you know that you have to have a 2-car garage, that this is kind of like the style of home in that neighborhood. You kind of want to stay in that realm. There are certain neighborhoods that it's a mixed bag, but then on the flip side, you might be a builder that wants to set the new trend for that neighborhood, okay? And you're gonna be the first one in that neighborhood to design this particular style of home.
Right.
And you're gonna take the hit. I'll be honest with you. It is what it is. Unfortunately,
You gotta set the comp.
you're gonna, exactly, you have to set the comp. And normally when you do that, you wanna do multiple houses,
Right.
okay? So that you can kind of feed off those other houses that you're doing. There's a lot of marketing that kind of goes behind that and everything like that. But I know if you're building a super modern luxury house in a neighborhood that got all these historic almost homes and Tudor style and regular traditional,
It just don't make sense.
it don't make sense because you're not gonna find a comp that can
Yeah.
support what you're trying to do. But at the end of the day, you want to design for the area.
Right.
Okay. And if you're gonna step out and do something that's kind of off the rails for that area, you then have to be prepared.
Yeah.
If this goes left and I don't sell it, okay, what is my backup plan? Can I refinance this out and then do a rental situation here?
Yeah.
Is the quality of the home good enough where somebody will want to rent it? Okay, so you got to think about that from the front end, from a design side and everything like that.
So we're in one of the homes that you've designed, and there are some things that I had to learn, and I think you're pretty good at, is understanding what the minimum space requirements should be in a space. So for a kitchen, for example, what are when someone is looking at the plans and they're trying to assess whether or not this is a good livable space, what would that layout look like?
Twofold question. It depends on the area, number one.
Okay.
It depends on the area, the type of home that you're building.
Okay.
If this is a starter home, then you really could do, I wouldn't say minimums,
Yeah.
but for example, a bedroom. You're anywhere between 11 by 12 for a bedroom. That's the standard now, bedroom sizing. I've seen bedrooms that are 10 by 10. Those days are really over, I'll be honest with you. Unless you're like in the city or even in other states like New York, you'll see a lot of those smaller rooms and everything like that. Projects that I'm working on for Chicago, they're not used to these bigger houses and everything like that. So in saying that, the standard changes based on really where you are, the location, but then the type of home, luxury,
Yeah.
you want that grand feel for everything.
Spaces.
For example, your island. For a luxury home, you can't necessarily do an 8-foot, 6-foot island. That's not gonna fly in a luxury home. Your minimum is 10 to anywhere between 10 to 13. That's where your island size is for luxury homes. Cabinetry. You're not gonna do a traditional 36-inch or 36-inch tall cabinet.
Right.
You're gonna do a 42. And if you're going based on what the new standard is at 12-foot ceilings, you're probably gonna do a 42 with a 24 on top, okay? So there's different nuances depending on—
What about walkway space?
Walkways, 4 feet is your minimum.
Minimum.
4 feet is, now, I know the code says that it's 3,
Yeah.
but actually in real life,
Yeah.
architecture, real life construction, 4 feet is your minimum.
Yeah.
And that's 4 feet all the way around, okay? Not just in certain little areas, okay? Going back to kitchen, I'll say that, going back to kitchen, the area between the island and your back wall where your range would typically go or something like that, that sometimes we make a little bit bigger. Anywhere between 4 to 5 feet is a comfortable area, and it's more so entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Gathering, stuff like that. You want to make sure that you have room to maneuver. Multiple people can be in the kitchen and walk in, and it's not a problem.
I learned something by being in this business about the triangle.
Oh, yes.
Educate the audience about the triangle. And is the triangle still a thing? Do people still abide by that rule?
I would say this: the triangle it's the theology behind it is the flow of the home. Okay, just to be clear, I'm gonna make it simple. The flow of the home. I think the triangle, from an architectural standpoint, when we think triangle, we just think flow. The flow of a majority of houses, they just need to function correctly. Okay, that changes though. Okay, a triangle has 3 sides, yes, but you can turn that thing
obtuse,
Exactly.
acute.
There's a bunch of different
Right.
ways that you can do it now.
Yeah.
Recently, I've heard of the STAR method.
Oh,
So that's another aspect, and the STAR method deals with more of a open concept
okay.
and the spacing of certain areas in multiple different zones.
Oh,
So that's
That's
another kind of element that I recently heard.
okay.
And I was like, okay. And I looked at my plans and I was like, am I following the STAR method?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So is it kind of, if we're in this room,
So let's say-
standing in this room right now?
Let's say I'm in the middle of the room right now.
Yeah.
You're the middle of the star. Okay. So now, okay, when I look this way, what do I see? When I look this way, what do I see? Behind me, what do I see? Boom. Am I touching?
Oh, we kind of got the STAR method in the
Exactly.
house. Okay.
So it's based on the center of
Yeah.
the room, and then what do you see?
At
And does it
each-
function correctly? And it deals with sight lines.
Oh, that's good.
For example, we're in the middle of the room. As you
Yeah.
guys can see behind us, I can see
Yeah.
where that pool is going to be back there
Yeah.
from the front door.
Right.
So that right there,
Yeah.
that's 2 points of the star. So thinking of it from that perspective, those are different nuances that you really want to think about. And again, going back to I don't want to harbor on windows.
No, that, hey,
But
it's
going back to
important.
windows,
It's important.
it's very important where you place your windows, because your star method or your triangle method can change based on the lighting that's coming into the actual space. So that's also another aspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut it there. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
okay.
can go on for days on this topic.
No, that was good. That was good. Okay, so now this question, I think people would love to get your opinion on. So you've done tons of homes in Atlanta. You designed tons of homes. If you were given a 1 acre lot, where in Atlanta, to do one of your
Wow.
homes, where in Atlanta would you place that home?
Anywhere?
Based off what you've seen, to get the highest return on investment.
Oh, okay.
To get the highest return on
Okay.
investment, you've been given a 1 acre lot. Where in Atlanta would you place that home? And what are some of the key features that home would need to have?
Ooh. Everybody would say Buckhead. The Buckhead area, Paces Ferry area would probably be the number one for me personally, because the proximity to the city. It's a very, very high-end, desirable area. And there's no restrictions over there, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Those lots, those houses over there, you see some beautiful homes
Yeah.
in that neighborhood. So that would probably be my dream area, to the dream house that I would want to
Maybe
build.
finding a 1 acre lot there.
Exactly. The thing about it,
That would be.
if I were to say, if there's any area, that area holds the value so much, where I can literally build anything I want to, and I know that the values are gonna hold. I don't have to worry about, okay, am I gonna be able to comp this out or no? There's multiple different comps over there that you can work with. And then when people buy houses over there, they don't really move as frequent.
Yeah.
Okay, so that holds value strong. School district, we can go on for this.
Yeah, okay.
So that area,
Okay.
100%.
Okay, so then what are the top, let's say 3 key features you would put in that home if you had to make sure you get your ROI?
It's my dream house.
It's your investment.
Okay, investment
Say from a builder's perspective.
in that area.
Uh-huh.
It's about going above and beyond. Okay, so you gotta kind of be a little extra.
Okay.
Okay, so the size of, like, for example, in this house, we have a wine display.
Yeah.
In those houses, you need to have a wine cellar.
Right.
Okay, there's a difference. There's a big difference. Your garages. In this house, yeah, I can have a 2-car, maybe like a little 3-car garage. In those houses, minimum is 4. That's a minimum, because majority of those clients over there, they have multiple cars. We're doing a house over there right now where we have an underground, it's like a bat cave, and he can do 10 houses underground, and then we have a 4-car garage.
You mean 10 cars underground?
Yes, he can do 10 I'm sorry, 10
I was
cars.
like, what in the world
Well,
are you
he
building?
can fit maybe two other houses in that garage, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh my God.
But in saying that, those are different things that it's just regular garage.
Yeah.
It's cool for over here,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
2 million
yeah.
price range.
Yeah.
You can get away with a 2-car, 3-car garage. Over there, there's an expectation.
A bat cave.
A bat cave. a bat cave with an additional 4-car garage.
Hey, you gotta take me when you do that walkthrough. I kind of want to see that. That's dope.
So yeah, that house is 35,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yes.
How does it change your perspective in where you live? Because I know when we started building homes, my kids are like, "Mommy, where's our new house?" So how do you manage that every day?
When we first bought our house, because of who I am and what I do, literally the day after we closed, I tore everything out. Everything. We redid pretty much the entire house.
Yeah.
Now, and this was 6 years ago, 7 years ago. So now,
man,
people ask me all the time, are you gonna build your own house? Yes, but I don't know if I can actually do it myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can design my own house. I've tried multiple times, and at this point, I might just need to hire somebody.
That's crazy, but I can understand why. I can understand why.
It's so hard because I see so much.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to just say, hey, I want this.
Yeah.
Or hey.
And just stop there.
I can't.
Yeah.
I continuously add to it, and then our square footage gets out of hand.
And it's like.
And I don't want to do a 40,000 square foot house.
Jesus.
We ain't doing that. But on the flip side, when I come to houses like this, it really amazes me, honestly, going from CAD, having those meetings with the client, thinking everything through, and then seeing a house like this, it humbles me every single time, because I don't know where this gift came. I know where the gift came from,
right,
but sometimes I'm like, okay, this is me.
Yeah.
I drew this. And it baffles me a little bit.
And it's now you're sitting in a dream.
Who would have thought I would be here? Who would have thought I would be able to do this to the capacity that I'm doing it? So there's a lot of different things where I gotta sit back and just be grateful, honestly, for where I am now.
And you're Caribbean like me, so I already know your parents be like, look at what my boy did.
Yes, yes.
So that's another proud moment with those island parents, where you can make them proud, give them something to brag about, and they can physically see it.
It's crazy. Last week, my grandparents were here, so we drove past a couple of my projects.
Oh, that's so dope.
And they were like, oh my gosh. So big up Jamaica. So. But yeah, I
love that.
I can just say I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. That's really all I can say. Because for me, I don't know where I would be.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. This is all a surreal moment, consistently, day by day, that I'm doing what I love.
Yeah.
It's not a job anymore, it's a hobby. Because I'm doing what I love. So that's how I look at it.
And that's where everybody wants to be in life, is being able to do something that they love. I know, though, as a business owner, you can't just solely focus on the beautiful part and the fun part.
Nope.
For an aspiring architect out there who wants to step out into having their own business like you, what are some of the things that you maybe would have wished to knew in advance that would have probably better prepared you to have this business?
This is a controversial answer.
Okay.
And it's something that I'm just now learning. Understand your value. Understand your value. Okay, understand what you bring to the table, and always build on the value. Okay, at first, when I first started, I didn't know how to read a site plan. I didn't know how to read no survey. I was, okay, let's just design a house. And from where I started to where I am now, it's night and day, because I always increase the level of knowledge consistently. Yeah, cool. School will teach you the framework of certain things, but real world experience, and then continue to increase your value for all your builders. Because your job at the end of the day is to make the builder's job a little bit easier, to make the framer's job easier, to make foundation, all the different trades individuals.
Right.
So that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned. If you're a true architect, if you're really in love with your craft and designing houses, I'm gonna be honest with you, the business side is gonna frustrate you. The business side, I can be honest, and I can say the business side, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And that's why I have to bring on my team.
I was gonna say,
I have
so
an assistant that handles all the business side of things that I don't wanna deal with.
That's good.
Because for me, I got to a point where I started disliking architecture at some point in time. And I was like, you know what, I don't even know if I want to do this no more. I'll be honest with you. And this was what, 4 or 5 years ago that I really, the business started getting to me.
Yeah.
And I hated it.
And when you say the business, it's like the billing, the questions, the customer service.
All the above, okay? All the admin side and I don't want to get into the weeds of it,
I get you. Because I think that's something that builders also don't realize is so important. And you having that team that can fill in those areas will help you with your longevity in the business.
100%.
Because it will prevent that burnout that will take place when you're trying to be the accountant, bookkeeper, customer service rep, HR. You need to identify someone to fit in all those spaces.
It's a process. It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. And you need to adjust your business to how you want it to be.
So, looking back over your career, what was that one thing that changed your mindset on how you decided to approach architecture?
Ooh, wow. The one thing?
Or moment. Was it a moment where it was like, oh, because you made a transition, you said, from the rehabs to where we are now.
I'll say that I've had multiple moments.
Okay.
I'll start from the beginning. So when I was working for the firm and I noticed that I was getting the, how can I put it? The mailroom work. Okay. And I was like, I don't want to do this for the rest of, I feel like I can design houses the way that this individual is designing houses. So that was one moment. That was like a realization. I'm more than what you guys are placing me. You're placing me in this box, and I'm more than that. So that's number one. Second moment was, I don't know, PLH, Patrick Henderson.
Yes.
So when
He's a friend of the show.
when I built that relationship with Pat, we started taking trips. We went to California. We went to Miami. We've gone a lot of different places. And seeing, what architecture can be when you start traveling the world in different architecture, that then made me think on a whole nother level. Hey, I can do that. I'm not just a kitchen renovation architecture. I can design stuff like that. So then that took me to another leap. And then this was a recent moment, actually with your husband.
Oh, snap, okay.
And we were having a conversation, and the one thing that he said, I need superheroes on my team, and you're one of the superheroes. And when he said that to me, that changed the way that I thought about a team, I've always known what a team looks like and everything like that, but it changed the way that, first of all, my client thinks of me. And majority of my clients actually think of me as part of that Avengers type of team. And that value, like I was saying earlier, to know that I bring that much value to the table changed my whole perspective on the business, the way that I design, the type of houses that I want to design, my clientele that I want to take, all the above. It changed the entire spectrum of what 80 Designs is now and what it's about to be in the coming years.
Nice. That's actually a perfect segue. So we have a tradition here on the show where the last guest leaves a question for the current guest. And the question that was left for you is, what are you doing today that will change the industry 5 years from now?
Wow. So I'm actually working on a couple things.
Okay.
As you guys know, AI is now a new big thing.
Yes.
So there's a AI software that I'm working on myself.
Okay.
Traditionally, architects were using softwares like Revit. I don't know if you heard of that, but they're like different CAD softwares and everything like that. But I've used them all, and everyone has a flaw. Every single one of them have a flaw. And now with AI kind of in the picture, there's a lot more that you can do. So I'm actually working on my own app.
Nice.
It's nerve-wracking a little bit,
dope.
but it's a process.
Yeah.
It's definitely a process.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say too much,
Yeah.
understand that 80 Designs is coming out with their own app, their own
Okay.
software.
All right, you heard it here first, y'all. Okay. Thank you for breaking it right here on the show.
So that's gonna be.
That's
There's
amazing.
there's a test dummy out here right now.
Okay.
But once everything is actually put together and everything like that, we will be launching.
Yeah.
Not sure when that is just yet, but the goal is by the end of 2027, we should have something locked in place.
Love it. Love it. So, what question would you want to leave for the next guest?
How do you continue to be inspired? I would say that's something that I feel like we all kind of struggle with sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
How do you continue to be inspired? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there.
Nice. You already broke some news on here. Is there anything else you want to leave the audience with?
Not really. I would say this, if you guys want to see more from 80 Designs, you guys know, see the logo. It's 80 Modern Designs on pretty much all platforms. And just continue to bring values to the table, guys. That's the biggest thing nowadays. There's a lot of different builders out here. There's a lot of different contractors, subs, architects, engineers, all the above. But everybody has that one thing that separates them from the other. So just continue to bring value to the table and continue to set yourself apart.
Yeah. That's all we have for today. Thank you so much,
Definitely.
AB. See y'all next time.